Hey guys, this is Mark Yo here again and welcome back to my channel. With me here, I have the latest Redmi Note 10s. This is my 4th Redmi Note 10 series phone for this year. Previously, I've used and reviewed Redmi Note 10, Note 10 Pro, Note 10 5G, and you guys can check it out my videos down below. A special thanks to Omaiya Store for providing me with this review unit. Omaiya Store is a mobile phone shop center in Klang Valley. Operating for more than 20 years in SS2 Petaling Jaya, Omaiya Store is your one-stop solution for mobile phones and tablet. You guys can check it out their official Facebook page, type in Omaiya Store, or log on to their official website at www.omaiya.com.my. This is Redmi Note 10 series, standard packaging, white and simple. And to the left, to the right, on top, at the back. In Malaysia, we only get one spec configuration, which is 8GB of RAM and 128GB of internal storage. And the color that I chose was purple white. It has been a long time since I used a white color phone. As you can see here, the official price for the Note 10s is 899 Ringgit Malaysia. Let me tell you guys a bit by opening the plastic wrapper. It's always enjoyable and satisfying experience taking out the plastic. Once you open the box, you'll be welcomed with these few items. The first one will be the phone, the Redmi Note 10s. And you have some information here whereby the main camera is 64 megapixel and you have a quad camera setup, and also you have ultra wide and macro lenses, nice. And the screen is 6.43 inch AMOLED dot display, and also you have dual speaker setup. And this phone is actually powered by MediaTek Helio G95 gaming processor, and you have a 33 watt of fast charging to support the 5000 mAh battery. There's an inner insert here, and once you open it, there's a SIM ejector, and also a lot of documentation, and the typical TPU case, nice. And you have a USB-A to Type-C cable, nice. And this would be the .33 watt of maximum charger. Let me tempt you guys again by opening the plastic wrap. I'm bad, am I? Wow, this is a nice looking phone. It reminded me of the Poco F3 that I used 2 months ago. And the back is actually made of plastic, but it feels very solid. And it's actually matte finish, so you don't have to worry about fingerprint smudges. And if you look at the camera setup, okay, it has a quad camera setup whereby the main camera is 64 megapixel and you have a 8 megapixel ultra wide camera with 118 field of view, 2 megapixel of macro lens, and 2 megapixel of depth sensor. So the camera can shoot 4K video up to 30 frames per second, which is nice. Guys, as you can see here, this phone is actually preloaded with MIUI 12.5. And it's actually pretty light at 178.8 gram, and it's pretty thin also at 8.3 millimeter. So to the left, you actually have the SIM slot, okay, and bottom you have the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, the primary microphone, Type-C port, the bottom firing speaker, and to the right you have the volume rocker, which is actually quite solid. And you have the power button which acts as a fingerprint sensor. And on top, you have the IR blaster and also the secondary microphone. So guys, as you can see, the SIM slot, it can house 2 SIM card and also 1 micro SD at the same time. So this is actually great news, guys. So guys, immediately you're welcome with a 6.43-inch AMOLED display, whereby the maximum brightness can go up to 1100 nits. And the screen is actually protected with Corning Gorilla Glass 3. And if you can see here, the punch hole actually houses the 13 megapixel selfie camera. It's actually quite small, but if you look closely, there's actually a small ring, okay, which is actually quite similar to the one on the Redmi Note 10 Pro. And you look at the chin, it's actually quite noticeable, but overall the bezel is actually nicely done. The screen refresh rate is actually at 60 Hz only. And if you look at about phone, so this is on the latest, it's actually due for update. Very nice. And out of the box, you actually have 18.9 gig used from 128 gigabyte. And this is on the Android Security A Pro firmware. Guys, before I end the video, let me do my routine speaker test to see how's the speaker performance of the dual stereo speakers of this phone. So the earpiece, one of the speaker, and also there's a downward firing speaker here. Let me bump up the volume to the max. Alright, and let's start. Wow, it's actually very impressive. I mean, it's definitely above average, and also I can feel there's a bit of bass there, but I will need to try it out furthermore in my full review. So there you go guys, my first impression of the latest Redmi Note 10s. For Ringgit Malaysia 899, you get AMOLED screen, Helio G95 gaming processor, dual speakers, quad camera. But is it worth it? I'll need to do a full review on this. Let me know if you have any questions down below. Thank you so much for the support guys. Until then, take care, stay safe, and peace guys.